Good morning, y'all.
Probably put the microphone in front of my face now. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your dad is rich and your mama good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. these mornings, you're gonna rise up a singing. Spread your wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, nothing can harm you. Daddy and Mama standing by. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your dad is rich and your mama good looking. So hush, little baby, don't. Hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Rick's arrangement. We've got one more. It's Light a Candle by Neil Young. Listen to the words because they are so beautiful and they might just fill your heart with joy this morning.
Tony's on it.
Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle for where we're going. There's something inside worth looking for. When the light of time is on us, we will see our moment come, and the living soul inside will carry on. It's a chance to give new meaning to every move we make through the caverns and the caves where we come from. When the light of dawn is on us, we will see what we can be, and the ancient ones can sleep an easy sleep. In the hallways of the ages, on the road to history, what we do now will always be with us. It's a chance to give new meaning to every move we make in the caverns and the caves where we come from. Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle for where we're going. There's something ahead worth looking for. When the light of time is on us, we will see our moment come, and the living soul inside will carry on. Light a candle in the darkness so others might see ahead. Light a candle in the darkness when you go.
is, people? How's everybody? So I thought we were going to have some horrible rain last night. Did y'all have horrible rain? We didn't have any horrible rain. We just had scares of horrible rain. Got all ready, nothing happened. And got it off a little bit. Still working on the swelling, but doing good. So, welcome to Unity, Spiritual Center of Gulfport. Let's all take a moment to silence our phones, if we haven't done it already. And then let's stand to sing our opening song, I'm Choosing Heaven Today.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
Love.
I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today.
Compassion.
I'm choosing compassion today. I'm choosing compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing compassion today.
Joy.
I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today.
Abundance.
I'm choosing abundance today. I'm choosing abundance today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing abundance today.
Heaven.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
That was fun. Let us pray. We open our hearts and minds to receive divine inspiration this morning at this very special place and time. May we allow Spirit to inform us of what is ours to release and what is ours to embrace. We open up, we release, and we receive as Spirit moves in, around, and through us. We are grateful for this glorious morning and all those who are serving today of their gifts and talents. May we each be blessed in a special way. Amen. Okay, then welcome again to Unity of Gulfport. By a show of hands, do we have any first-time guests? Okay, someone will give you one of our fabulous guest cards. Doug, can you give her a guest card? And we would love it if you'd fill out the bottom portion of the card and place it in the offering plate. Keep the top portion for yourself. It has some really useful information about Unity and our spiritual center of Gulfport. Thank you. We come together to affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other, and with the source of all that is. In that spirit of unity, let us pause to enfold in light and love all people in our community and in our world. The candle of unity signifies the light within each of us and our connection to the source of all that is. And so it is. Together, let us affirm our faith. I have faith that God is my instant, constant, and abundant supply. I have faith that God provides ways when to human sense there is no way. I have faith that God is guiding me in all ways. My health, happiness, and success are assured. Now let us all stand and sing God in Everything.
Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. I can feel it in my beating heart. God in everything. It's in every breath of life I take. God in everything. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. It's in every stranger's face I see God in everything. Brothers, sisters, family are we, God in everything. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. Mountain, valley, lake, and stream, God in everything. All creation, beautiful and free, God in everything. God in everything. God in everything.
And now Janet Herron will now read the daily word.
Good morning. This beautiful Sunday morning. Couldn't it be any better than this? So today's day of the word of the day is quietness. And we affirm, in quietness I am refreshed and renewed. Sometimes, especially on my busiest days, I need to be quiet, to step away for a few moments and simply be. I begin by finding a comfortable place. I feel my body relax. My breathing becomes regular and easy. The busy stream of my thoughts slows as I open my mind and heart to the divine presence within me. I affirm, God is here. Relaxation deepens as I focus on this simple thought. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding fill my awareness. In this timeless moment, there is no discord. There are no concerns. There is only God within and all around me. My heart's wisdom hears the words, "I am with you always." Refreshed and renewed, I return to the activities of my day. My soul is at peace and my mind is clear. Inner harmony is restored. And Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I'm God." So,
announcements are on the slide and on the back of your bulletin. Please join us in the fellowship hall after the service for finger foods, fun, and fellowship. Does anybody have any announcements? Okay, and if you have any specific prayer requests, please fill out a prayer request form located on the very back table. Drop it in the prayer box, and our prayer team here and at Silent Unity will pray for you. Now, Reverend Judy Voght will come to the stage.
Thank you so much, Tammy, and we see that your cast is off. Quite a bit of swelling still on that arm, but it's getting better. We're going to affirm that this morning. It is getting better. And thank you for all the prayers last week. I had quite a case of the flu. I had a busy week. I had some things I had committed to with Unity Worldwide for their admissions and progress interviews, and there's no getting out of it. Once you've committed to it, you do it. And then had one of the most precious memorial services they were planning last week, and I just couldn't believe it when I got sick. I could not believe it. Like this, I just can't believe this, and I'm thinking at the time it'll be a day or two, a cold or something, and then that wasn't the case. So thank you for all the prayers. They did indeed work. And yeah. As JR's friend Keith, I love him. Keith and Bobby, by the way, they're here from Gaucher, and they're friends of JR's family here that are with us this morning. I was explaining to him how I hated being here for the service of all the times, you know. And he said, well, it's times like that we just understand we're not as important as we thought, right? Yeah, you're right. All that planning and everything else, and Bobby and everyone else did a magnificent job. And I understand that Nay had the fellowship hall clean, ready, all sorts of food. It takes so much teamwork, as Doug said, and we appreciate it so much. Appreciate it so much. I had a funny story I wanted to tell, and I'm going to tell it now before I ask for prayer. And that was at the service last Saturday. I was going to tell a little story about JR. We spent some fun times together, he and Helen and Dan and I. And one the fun days we had was on a riverboat cruise in New Orleans. Remember that, guys? And it was all at the expense and generosity of one of their extended family members. And we appreciate him. Thanks to Randy Sargent, we had a great day wonderful day on the riverboat. We laughed, and this will fit in right in with what I'm going to talk about today too, and that is finding our purpose. But I always found that JR could lighten up any situation by just laughing and making you feel good, making you feel right at home. And we were talking that day as we were cruising down the river, and he said, well, you're pretty funny, Judy. He said, I bet I could choose one word, it doesn't matter what word, and you'd create a sermon about it, and maybe I'd give you 20 minutes. You'd probably be packing, you'd have one ready. And so I was prepared. I gave it about 20 minutes, and I came back, and I said, okay, I chose a word for you, and it's golf. Because golfing was one of his favorite things. He loved to golf. And I told him the story about play the ball where the monkey drops it. Anybody ever heard that story? Yeah, there's a book titled that, as a matter of fact, Play the Ball Where the Monkey Drops It. And it's actually a good philosophy for life, to tell you the truth, because a lot of stuff that happens to us we wouldn't have chosen. You know that? And ends up that the ball is having to be played a lot differently than we ever thought it would be. But it turns out in colonial times that the Brits, they love to play golf, even though they're there in someone else's homeland. In India, they were doing their darndest to play golf there. And it didn't matter where they were, there were monkeys. The monkeys came out from everywhere, from the local forest, so they did everything they could. They tried to put them in cages. Well, there weren't enough cages for that. They tried building walls. They just took delight in coming over those walls, and the more fun they had, excuse me. So they finally decided to change the rules, and that was that they would play the ball the best they could from where the monkey dropped it. Pretty good rule, isn't it? Well, JR laughed and laughed about that. That was one of his favorite stories, but we had that in common. JR enjoyed making people laugh and feel lighthearted. And I think he'd be cheering us on right now if he were here, and he is. And he'd be saying, laugh where you can. Thank you for being here. JR's family, love you and appreciate you, and just so appreciative that you're here with us. It'll catch me off guard every once in a while, too. I'll catch a look of someone. I saw someone this morning that was about JR's size, has on glasses, and I did a double take. And I know you do that all day long. And we've certainly had plenty of experience with that this past year or so with our friend JR, and came so quickly. Frank, Roger, and these friendships mean a lot to us. They've meant a lot here in this church building, being here with them, and knowing that their spirits are with us now. We appreciate that. So this morning, as we ask a prayer for those that have suffered a loss, those that are healing from things they care not to even mention. Illness, discouragement, disappointment, loss of job, family members. Anyone have a specific request they'd like for us to pray for? Yes, Lewis.
I want to give a praise to J.R. When he was going through his difficulties, and I was coming out of the hospital and just started coming back to church, he made it a point to come over and talk to me every Sunday, even though he was having his own issues.
Yeah.
And that's just the kind of person he is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. He sure was. Thank you for that, Lewis. We're glad to see you're able to be here too, and we continue to pray for your well-being. Oh, yes, yes, Charles.
I have a unique situation. It's my cat boy, Red Bear, who's had a traumatic experience with life. He had virtually stopped eating, dropped a lot of weight, seems confused, which makes sense that it would go along with no food, no source. Took him and he tried to get in a culvert, and I had to pull him out by his tail because I was afraid if he got too deep in there, he was gone. Well, it's still trauma. I had to grab him, had to take him, and we got him totally checked out, and didn't really find anything. So got him back home, and he's gone through periods of eating a little bit and then not eating. And I keep trying stuff. But he's definitely traumatized. I've had other traumatized cats before, and he's suffering. And I don't know if he's going to improve. We've got him inside, of course, safe. And he goes through periods. I just thought, why not ask for some extra prayers here for my boy. He's Red Bear. He's beautiful red, orange, gorgeous color.
Okay.
And I just wanted to put that out for y'all, since y'all are such a great prayer group, as I well know. So
Okay.
thank you all.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you.
Red Bear?
Red Bear.
Red Bear.
Red Bear. Red Bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Red Bear. Okay. All right. Let's take a moment, if you would, and taking a deep breath, relax, and just be aware of all the love and the energy that are in this room. We know the old saying, God has no hands but ours. So let's just affirm that and claim all the good that can come from our prayers this morning. We are praying right from our hearts. Through the Christ consciousness. And when Jesus said, what I do, you can do, we affirm that and we claim it. And we know that our prayers can heal. They can mend hearts, calm the storm. And give rest to the weary. We just pray this morning right from our hearts. Hearts that are open with love and acceptance. And we just pray that those who have experienced loss, that it will not be long before they will be feeling joy again. We pray for those who are in the midst of healing, that their healing will be made complete, and that the doctor's knowledge will expand and wisdom will come in to make a diagnosis and provide medication that will help, and that all avenues will be opened. Holistic prayer. Laughter and joy. Whatever it is that we can do that will heal. We just ask that those in need of healing will heal now. And that joy will be received in our hearts once again. Amen.
Salt is in the air and on my tongue. The energy from Ken is at the altar, ushering the rising of the sun. Speak to me, speak through me, see through me, breathe through me, move with me, move through me. Renew
Thank you. Beautiful. That's a beautiful song. Love it. So today I'm talking about living your life with purpose. And first off, I just want to say we didn't all come to be Mozarts or Rembrandts or Beethovens or someone terribly well known. We didn't all come to do that, did we? Some of us came to live quiet lives, to live quietly, just to live quiet but joyful lives. And one of the things I believe that we are all called to do, though, is to allow God to express through us. As I said a few minutes ago, God has no hands but ours. Okay, if that's so, then how can they express through me? How can they express through me? Sometimes we get a little bit too confused about what success is, and we feel like it ought to look a certain way. We ought to, especially those that grew up at a time when business was supposed to look a certain way. And I remember even in the 90s when I remember thinking at that time they were coming up with just in time, and the Japanese were finding ways to work more than we did in the United States. And they were even finding ways they could even sleep at work and sleep a few hours and then get up and go ahead and work. I remember thinking at the time, there's something wrong with this picture. There is something wrong with this. So I don't want us to get, when we're talking about our life's purpose, let's don't get it confused with success. Success is good, but we can be successful as, what was the little monk's name? Brother Lawrence, that washed dishes. And he learned practicing the patience or the presence of God. When he was washing dishes, what was he doing? He was expressing himself. He was being his authentic self. He was serving humanity, making the world a better place, and it brought him great joy. It brought him great joy. There was a cobbler that said, oh, how I want to go to church and I want to go and worship like everyone else, but alas, I'm here always, night and day, repairing people's shoes so that they can work. And what he didn't realize was he was fulfilling his purpose by doing what he was doing. He was putting his love and his joy into serving humanity in that way. Meister Eckhart, a 14th century philosopher and mystic, said it this way: let God be God in you. Your purpose does not need to be linked to a specific career or to be doing a particular this or achieving or a certain that. It's simply about becoming your best you. And one of the things that we do in the process is to do it as ethically and lovingly as we can. I was recalling this morning a story that Unity Minister Eric Butterworth had told several times, and it was a man that came to his services regularly, and the man was a modern businessman. And he confessed to Eric that to be successful, he had to practice certain ways of business that didn't make him feel proud. To be successful, he had to, pull the wool over a customer's eyes, they used to say, which is not ethical at all, is it? And we know that's not the way to be successful in life, and you're certainly not achieving your purpose. You may be paying the bills at that moment. That's a different thing. But I also remember he said to the man, he said, here's something I want you to remember when you go forth into your business practices. Whatever it is that you're selling, if you would not buy it yourself, then stop. If you're simply doing it for the money, find another way to afford to support yourself and your family. Stop. If it's not ethical and it's not godly, remember what we do. We're God in action, then God wouldn't do that. Used to be a famous saying years ago, and that was to ask yourself the question, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? He wouldn't pull the wool over anybody's eyes, would he? He wouldn't choose a profession where he was cheating someone else. So let's not confuse success with our purpose. But let's talk about how do we find our purpose then? The Persian poet Rumi said the same thing. He said it in a very gentle way. Feel yourself being drawn, quietly drawn by the deeper pull of what you truly love. Isn't that wonderful? There was a man in Michigan that he really thought he was going to be a famous singer, and he had a great voice and he loved to sing, but he could not make it into the world of opera or stage or anything. Couldn't find a way. So he finally took a job as a bus driver to pay the bills, and lo and behold, he sang every single day, and his customers loved him. One day, this was early into his career, and for some reason he wasn't singing that day. He just thought, well, I'm just singing for myself, and the people don't want to hear me. But as the people were exiting the bus, they asked him if he was okay. They missed his singing. And he said, well, I thought I was just doing it for me. And they said, no, you're doing it for all of us. You're bringing us joy. You're bringing us joy. Joy and love are factors that we can say will draw us to our purpose. And it doesn't have to be huge. We can have a purpose of just bringing sunshine into other people's lives every day. We can do that by smiling. You just never know what a difference you might make in someone else's life with a smile, a kind word, asking about their sweet pet that they know they're worried about, and it's touched their heart. So many things we do, and we may not give it a second thought. We can make a difference in someone's life. Send them a card. Let them know you're still thinking about them. You know that they still have pain and loss. Let them know you care. So there was a businessman that was visiting down in Brazil. And there was a fisherman that had come in on his rowboat, and he had quite a few large fish. And the businessman says, my goodness, you caught quite a few nice fish there. You catch that much every day? He said, yes. Well, what are you going to do now? The businessman asked him. Well, I'm going to go home, I'm going to rest for a bit, have a little bit of lunch. This afternoon, I'll take a nap, then I'll have some supper with my family, and then I'll go down to the pub and have some drinks with my friends tonight. And so the businessman right away, he says, well, I know how I can improve your life. So he suggests, well, you could get a bigger boat, and the next thing you know, you could be bringing all sorts of fish in, and then you could buy bigger and bigger boats, and the next thing you know, you could go worldwide, and you could be shipping these fish all over the world. And so the fisherman's just leading him on gently, and then what will I do, he says, and then, he keeps guiding him on to all these successful things he's going to do. And then when he gets to the pinnacle, he's a multimillionaire. He says, well, then what am I going to do? He said, well, then, man, you can retire. You can come back to this beautiful paradise. You can take your little boat out every day and just fish for the few fish you need. You go home, visit with your family, have lunch with your wife, take a little nap. He says, man, I think that's what I'm doing now. And I don't need all that stress, but thank you. Thank you. So sometimes we get so in tuned to our purpose only being success. We need to bring passion into whatever we're doing, whatever it is. I remember when I was deciding to be a minister, and I just had so much passion for everything. I was studying everything I could get my hands on, not only unity theology, but world religions. I wanted to study about how to take care of the earth and be a better citizen of the earth. I was studying it all. And we'd been living in Bay St. Louis a little bit, and of course I was ordained at that time, and I was still, though, heavily into caring for the earth and helping out with recycling, whatever I could do to recycle and do things. And I helped plan an event. It was the first event that we had really in Old Town Bay St. Louis. All the square had been, finally the wrecked buildings had been torn down, and we were going to have an Earth Day event. And I thought, well, this is wonderful. I love this. I love this. This is something I can do right now. I wasn't certain exactly what I could get into, but I needed something, purpose and something to be passionate about. So I asked someone, well, how do I get permission to use that square? And they told me they thought that the city owned it. So I went to the city, and they said, well, sure, you can use that land. So I planned the event. We had the Pine Hill Nurseries came. They had to go back twice that day for the Earth Day event. First Earth Day event that was had in Bay St. Louis. And, food vendors, people that were promoting recycling. It was just thousands and thousands of people came that day. And I remember thinking about it later, and I thought, what in the world happened that all that energy came together at that time for that purpose? And that's exactly what it was. It was passion. I can still feel it now, planning that event and getting with a few others that thought it was incredibly important that we do this, because up to then, all we had was dilapidated buildings and hardly any cleanup at all. And I remembered the passion that went into that, and I think about it sometimes too, how much passion I and others were aligned with. And the funny thing is, somebody came to me that day during the festival, and they said, well, my goodness, no one has ever gotten permission from the county to use this land before for any sort of festival. I said, oh, the county owns this? I thought the city owned this. I asked the wrong person for entity for permission, but it happened anyway. And you know what they say, that nothing can prevent an idea whose time has come. Do you know that? Nothing. And that's what I'm saying about you too. You have a purpose in life, and it's aligned with the Unity's second and fifth principles. The 5 principles are: God is, I am, I think it, I pray it, I live it. That's the real quick version. So God is all-powerful. I can connect with that powerful entity. Jesus said I could. The Master said I could when he walked the earth. He said, you can do what I do. He said it. People didn't take him seriously. Then they built altars for him. He did not want that. He said, I've come to give a message, and that you can have the kingdom anytime you want. So anyway, that second principle is we each have that ability to connect with God, the Christ consciousness, we call it. And then it's not enough to know that. We live it. That's the 5th principle. We live it. We live our truth. And so if I am God in skin, I have certain talents. Now, I remember when I was young, I didn't think I had any talents. I'm comparing myself to everybody else in the world. I thought I had none. I didn't have a singing voice. I could play the piano, but not that well. Sort of mediocre. I could do a lot of things mediocre. I got a degree in business. I didn't think it was all that special. I could do a few different things, and then gradually over my lifetime I began to realize, we're not as mediocre as we think we are. We each are given gifts and talents, and we may think that we're not able to serve God with those gifts and talents, but we are. You're here to discover your true self, not who your parents wanted you to be or anybody else. You're here to discover your true self. Someone asked Hemingway if he, on being a writer, and if he thought he should be, and Hemingway told him, if anything can stop you, then let it. How about that? You're not a writer. Barbara Streisand, someone asked her, should she pursue singing? And she told the woman, and she said, if you have to ask, then no. No. Alan Cohan asked a Unity minister, his name was Bob. He said, Bob, I've known you for several years. You're a good friend, and I've never really seen you upset or worried. I've seen your church go through several different times of ups and downs and losses and this, that, and the other. How in the world do you make your decisions? How do you keep your life on such an even keel? And Bob told him, he said, well, it's actually pretty simple. He said, when I'm trying to decide what my purpose is, what my decisions should be, what should I do now? He said, I go within and I think about the different scenarios and what they might bring, and the one that brings me the most joy is the one I've always go with. He said, it's never let me down. Never. So I would suggest that there is a way we can, let's say you're in an airplane and you're looking down at a congested road and there are cars driving different directions, and you can look at the car, you can look at a specific car, and you can see there's a roadblock up ahead, can't you? from that higher point of view, you can see that. And you see there's going to be a roadblock. I think we can do the same thing just by recognizing if we will follow our passion, if we will follow our joy, our feelings, it can lead us to our greatest clarity of purpose. Then we realize that if we're looking back on all the different things in our lives, we understand that we have grown through each and every experience. We don't hold on to woulda, shoulda, couldas and regret, do we? We know that we've grown through each and everything that's come our way. And then we also learn how to recognize guidance when it's coming to us now. And like the minister Bob said, joy is my compass. I allow myself to feel what I'm going to feel at the end of this, and know that it's going to be the best outcome. So if we could just remember that our surest guidance, especially when we get all torn up about what I should do now, what should be my purpose, what should I decide, just remember that your surest guidance will come from within, and the sooner you relax, let go, and let God, the sooner you will know what your next move should be and what your true purpose in life is. Now, I hope you'll all have a wonderful week. I hope you'll all stay healthy. Don't catch any flu bugs or anything else going around. And enjoy this beautiful weather. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Reverend Judy. Now we give expression to our appreciation for all that is offered here at Unity of Gulfport. Please take your offering in your hands and say along with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust in God. Thank you.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May your fields be watered by gentle rain. And
beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, and what a beautiful day it is, and how much love we have expressed right here in this building for each other, and the fellowship, the learning that we're doing together. We just appreciate it so, so much. And we don't take it lightly, because we know every bit of the love and understanding we take back out into the world will make a huge difference. We're so grateful for the generosity with which these gifts were given, and we just ask that they would be multiplied tenfold for the giver and the receiver, heaped up, pressed down, and running over. And so it is. Amen. Have a nice looking group of young people this morning. Good to see you. Okay, with meaning now. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, empowering you to do great things. So it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Yay! Yay!